To be honest, I don't think a lot of Americans actually understand what's going on and why we should be appreciative of America and the resources that it has to offer to us being. Nobody is saying that everything in America has always been peaches and creams, because I understand that that is just not true. You have to understand that any country that's developing, evolving, constantly moving, constantly growing, things are bound to change. You either have to adapt to them or you're gonna get left behind. There's no in between. There's no above. There's no beneath. Either you keep going or you get left behind. But I've been seeing a lot of videos about deportation, foreigners coming in, immigrants coming in, and they not having enough room for them. People are getting deported. The conditions of other countries as people have migrated or immigrants have come to the United States of America. Y'all know during the term when Biden was in office, a lot of illegal immigrants came across the border. They were undocumented and they're all over the United States in different areas, different states. God knows where all of those people have went. They said close to 9 million maybe have come across the border illegally, and they're still during Trump's presidential term trying to get some of those illegal immigrants out of America. The thing is, with all of this going on, deportations, they're trying to get everybody out of the country. We have people who are online. They are going back and forth about being foundational Black Americans, and it's just like I understand where they're coming from. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with them, but as Americans, we have a lot of domestic work that we have to do. A lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't see a problem with them coming over, illegal immigrants being here. I don't have a problem with it." But you have to understand that these people come with baggage, different religions, different backgrounds, different ways of life. Imagine coming from a country where everything is scarcity, everything is, "Oh, I have it and you don't." There's limited amounts of resources. Not saying that the United States don't struggle with these issues as well, because we also have issues where we struggle with limited amounts of resources and education and all kinds of things of that nature. But as a first world country, we are much better off than some of these, well, most of these third world countries. They don't have the amount of freedom, resources, and leeway that we have. And I'm saying all of this to say you have to be careful what you allow. And I know a lot of us think, "Oh, we're not in power. We don't have enough power to speak about these things." But it's just like the amount of people I see on TikTok Live every day, on Facebook, they're going back and forth over things that I feel are not important. Because right now, as a country, in order for us to develop and move forward and be a really good nation, a lot of this unnecessary talking about things that are not beneficial has to stop. Because not only are you educating your enemies, you are spreading misinformation, you're confusing people. All of this stuff plays a role in how a economical system move forward. Say we need to be very, very grateful and appreciative of the opportunities and the rights and the amendments and everything that we have, because a lot of times when these people come from other countries, they're not here to show any mercy towards American. They're not here to give you any sympathy, because if it was up to them, they feel like it's your spot over theirs. They want your spot. They're not here to play. They're not here to. It's a full blown competition, and I think a lot of people miss that, because if you understood that, you some of the stuff you're online arguing about, like, it's just not even relevant. These people come from a country where they have been fighting their whole entire lives for everything. And it's just like a person with that type of mentality is always going to be steps ahead of you, because it's not like here in America. I do feel like sometimes we are spoiled. Things are like handed to us, because they kind of are. Everything is at our fingertips. We can get everything that we want in a short vicinity. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we have to nearby work as hard as people in third world countries. And no, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it puts us a step ahead of them. They already feel like, okay, we're left out. We never get anything. So when they come here with a different mentality. than what you would think. You would think, oh, well, they just want to do better for their family. They want the same thing we want. They do, but their motives and their way of thinking and mindset is much different from Americans, because we can't be set in our ways. We can be a little lazy because we've always had that access to things at our fingertips, or it like it's much easier for us to sign up for school or to have space for school, to even get into school. It's much easier. So with all of this being said, a lot of these people are not here to be your friend. They have an agenda and they're pushing it full force because, like I say, with social media, you can see anything you want to see all over the world. That could be a blessing and it could be a curse, because some stuff you shouldn't see. But we see it now because social media has become this huge platform where everything can basically be seen. Some stuff I think we will be better off not seeing. Not saying that take away from the pain or the I'm not taking away empathy from other people's situation, but some stuff we just would be better off not knowing. But now, since we have the World Wide Web, we can basically see anything that we want to see anytime we want to see it. And it's just like you really begin to see that, okay, the world has been operating off of, I want to say it has to be a higher power, because it's so much suffering, so much pain, literally everywhere. Like with us being a much more developed country, some of the things that we argue about is not important as you think. Like for an example, I seen an argument about, we've all seen the case where there was this 13-year-old boy, no, 13-year-old girl who snuck a boy in her mom's house and the woman ended up killing him. We took that case and ran with it and tried to talk about, oh, the parents are not raising the children anymore and all these. These are the type of issues that we should not be having. Our country should be developing. These type of mishaps we should not be having. Murder shouldn't even be a thing in our country. But it is, because we have so much underdevelopment, because people are wounded, they're scarred. Most of us are traumatized from experiences we had when we were younger, or things we experienced from our parents. I feel like those types of mishaps we should not be having, because this slows our system down, our economical system, our our money and willpower. It slows everything down. But if you're not thinking from a economical or political perspective, you're thinking, oh, it's nothing. This is just life. When it's not. It's not just life. We need more productive people who are going to go out into the workforce. I also seen a topic where they was talking about the bunnies and the do rag situation. You have to dress the way you want people to perceive you, because if I haven't learned one thing, not one thing out of my whole adult life, people perceive you before you even can open your mouth. From what you got on, from how you look, what you wear, people perceive you. So it's not just about, oh, a rag and a bunny. It's about how you present yourself. If you present yourself like you sleepy and slumber and trash, people are going to treat you like sleeper, slumber, and trash. It's just that simple. And it's not something that we should have to linger on and keep having conversations about. It should be a one-time thing, talked about, behavior change, and we move on to the next thing. Because we have bigger issues in America right now. If you say that 9 million people came into a country illegally, that's a much bigger problem than you saying my child is wearing a bunny and a do-rag. This lady had to kill this man because he was messing with her younger daughter. That's an underdevelopment issue. I feel like a lot of people do have arrested development. Not just in the South, all over the world, because people are constantly arguing about things that doesn't make any sense to be arguing about. This type of stuff set your country back, set your community back, set your state back tremendously, because you're not being productive. You're constantly having mishaps. It's like a mental health issue. You keep running into a brick wall when you're trying to develop and keep going and thrive and elevate, but you keep having these small mishaps. So these are some of the type of the conversations that we need to have and move forward from it, not linger with it, not gossip about it, not create all of these panels and things of that nature. Fix the behavior and move forward. It's that simple.